Vlog day 612. There's a newt. Morning. It's Wednesday. Well, it's Tuesday, but that means it's radically Wednesday for you. Having a lot of, you know, internal mind games with the whole timing of the vlog stuff is kind of getting to me a little bit this week. But today I wanted to talk about lessons I've learned from running another Kickstarter. And there are a few. I've definitely learned some things. I've made some mistakes. I've had some cool things happen. But the first thing that comes to mind is immediately the one thing that I feel like I definitely should have known better. But hey, you know, you gotta give it a try. Was Facebook. Just can't trust Facebook as far as you can throw it. I'll explain that more, actually, especially as I have more detail. But in the moment, I need to go and meet Pushan at the Metro. We're gonna have a little chat. Then I'm gonna just sit and work, and I'll explain to you why I should know better. I should really know better. Gotta hang out with Pushan for a minute this morning, have a chat. He'll instruct me in some of the ways of quoting in France because I'm not super, I mean, the concept's the same. You're quoting for work that you're doing, but, you know, it's a little different. He's got more experience in it than I do, so I'm hoping to pick his brain. And then it's coffee and keep catching up on random work day because I still have a lot of random work I should have caught up on already. She's right here. Just stepping outside of KB for a second to go grab a snack, need some food. I just wanted to stretch my legs. And then Natasha's supposed to show up at 1, which I actually thought she was coming a little bit later, and she's gonna be on time for once, which is a shocker. So I gotta go grab something and come right back. Natasha's lateness is like one of the constants in the universe, so you just kind of plan that she won't be there, which means that if you plan things right, you give yourself a little bit of buffer time to go for a short walk or something like I'm doing right now. That might be backfiring this time. If Natasha's on time, who knows what other chaotic events in the universe must be happening at this moment. So anyway, speaking of chaotic events, one of the big things I'm revisiting with this Kickstarter campaign and learning today is you really cannot trust Facebook. I know there are people out there, and maybe some of you can give me some advice on how to make Facebook actually work for you, but Facebook ads just don't work for me. Facebook in general just doesn't really work for me. And the example from this week, or from today, is that I decided to go ahead and boost a post, try to get people to the Kickstarter campaign, and I figured, well, if anything else, at least if I can get people to click through and visit the campaign, somebody's bound to stick around, right? At some point you've got to advertise, right? It seems like a very wise thing to do. So I did. I boosted the post for about 50 bucks, and Facebook ultimately lied about the statistics as best I can tell. I'm trying to figure out if they were honest or not. I'll link to my Twitter thread with the screenshots of what happened, and maybe somebody out there will be able to explain to me how it really works. But basically Facebook claimed that there were 607 individual actions that were taken on that post. So that's likes, comments, clicks, that kind of stuff. But I can only account for 19. That's a big discrepancy. They claim 607, I can only claim 19, and I'm paying for 607. And that seems really messed up. So during the period of time that I boosted the post, not only did it not get any real activity on it, but I also lost a couple of pledges. Like 2 people canceled their pledges during that time. So not that I can actively blame Facebook for that, but the correlation is run a Facebook ad, lose backers. So I was gonna run like an A/B campaign, like an official ad set, but just doesn't seem worth the risk. You can't keep hemorrhaging money on Facebook. At some point you gotta give it up. So there's an attempt there. And that's one thing that I've learned, to reiterate a lesson that I should have learned before, is you just can't trust Facebook. Not really a Kickstarter lesson, but they're related. Another thing I learned, well, an unfortunate reminder, something that slipped by me this time, was that when preparing your campaign goal on a Kickstarter, you need to account for shipping. Kickstarter's got some weird and antiquated, clunky parts to it, like their editor sucks. Most of their tools are just really bad. One of the big ones is that they include shipping and handling fees in your campaign goal. So like if somebody pledges $15 and then has to pay an extra $5 for shipping and handling, they don't just show the total amount that you've raised towards your campaign goal as $15, they show it as $20, which means that 25% of the total amount you've raised doesn't even go towards your campaign. It's just paying shipping and handling. Things like that don't make much sense. And you just have to be aware of it. And I kind of forgot about that when I made my goals. Hello. Traded ladies mysteriously between transitions. It's all the context.
The magic of the stairs.
The magic of the stairs. All the context you're gonna get.
She's right here. Girl doesn't know. She's right here. Girl doesn't know.
And it switched again. These transitions are just getting confusing.
She's right here. Girl doesn't know.
You're going towards Nest, right? Part of the day. Good afternoon, seeing people. I started out the morning with Bouchon, hit the middle stride with Natasha, almost ended with Kylie there. I'm never gonna explain those transitions, by the way. You're just gonna have to believe that I'm so popular, people come back to see me again. Other things that I'm learning from the Kickstarter this time around, I guess one of the challenges of putting a Kickstarter together is that you're always making adjustments up till the last minute, and it doesn't give you the chance to fully vet everything. You could fully vet everything. If I'd given it a little bit more time, I could have, but just with the timing and wanting to get things out on a particular schedule, I made one other mistake, which we talked about before, but that was just being a little bit over assertive with how well I thought we would do right out of the gate, as well as what it would require to get an offset print run done. It's unfortunate that I needed to revisit that. So one of the things that I definitely would like to do, if I ever do another Kickstarter, I definitely intend to get more stuff done in advance, give myself more time to plan and prepare, and get things lined up well so that I don't have any mistakes that haunt me later. One of those challenges, of course, was getting all the artwork on time, which because we had such a tight schedule was pretty much guaranteed not to happen. And I ended up with the cover art later than I would have wanted. And then the examples of the posters, I did just release the poster. Forgot to share that on the vlog. One of the first Slip Pod posters out of the ones that we're gonna end up making for everybody that names one in the end. But I didn't have that early on to show. I didn't actually have something to display except for some sketches, some early concept art. So having a little bit more time in advance to get more ducks lined up, get everything really polished, perfected. I think that the project looked really good. Everything's gonna come together. Not worried about delivery or anything, but definitely could have been a little bit better polished and been a little bit better prepared for certain aspects of it that I didn't really give myself quite enough time to get perfect. And back. Sorry to those of you, I realized that the whole that thing being open, somebody actually made a comment about that being distracting. It's distracting me too, having that closet door open. The problem is I put the extra bedding in there, and I need to shove it in all the way so I can get the door. It won't close. The door won't close as it is. We'll get it fixed. Don't worry, it's coming. I have to get ready to teach my Insta-freebie course on Kickstarter, so it seems fitting that I'm learning things myself about Kickstarter. As a teacher, I guess I am technically professionally a teacher, you gotta keep learning yourself. You have to immerse yourself in what it is you're teaching, use it, learn as you go, and then incorporate what you're learning in what you're teaching. And one of the other things that I'm really incorporating into what I'm teaching is the value of having an audience to bring to crowdfunding. It's called crowdfunding for a reason, right? You have to have a crowd to make it work. This round of a Kickstarter was really to see if do I have a crowd? Do I have people that will show up and support it? Because in the past, I had to work really, really hard just to get friends and family to get on board, and try to make something happen. And now with YouTube and with you around, it was successful within a few hours. It was crazy. And thank you so much for being a part of that. And it's really cool to see. And it's really important for the future of my writing career. But if you're going to get into crowdfunding, if you're going to get into Kickstarter in particular, or any form of crowdfunding, whether it's Patreon, Indiegogo, whatever, not having an audience going into it is pretty much a death sentence from the start. You really need to have an audience that's primed, prepped, and ready to jump on board. And that's what I was wanting to see if I could do that with my YouTube audience in particular, see if they would come along with me. And they did. And it was really, really exciting. But it's something that I didn't really have before. It's one of the reasons why I'm on YouTube and making all the videos that I make all the time. But also something that a lot of people come to the platform, come to do a Kickstarter, whatever, and also don't have themselves. So it's really, really important to communicate that Kickstarter is not a marketing platform. They're not gonna find an audience for you. You need to bring that audience yourself. and be able to succeed on your own with the audience that you already have. So that's a huge lesson. One that I have implemented. I may have made some mistakes along the way, but that was one of the biggest successes, and definitely something that I learned before and put into practice, and it's paid off. So that's really cool. Anyways, I gotta do this phone call. It's like 20 minutes away. I need to make the Google Hangout and everything happen. So it's time to get that going, and I'm hoping to eat like a cup of noodles before I launch it. So running low on time, let's go. All right, two things before I sign off for the night. One, even my sister is giving me a hard time about this thing now. I'll take care of it. Are you happy now? Two, I got a piece of mail that could be very vital. If you've been paying attention, you know that I've been waiting on my carte vitale, like my French medical card, ever since I got here. And things have started moving and whoo, I think I got it. Now oh, that's it. I got my carte vitale. This is like legit. On the settling in France movement, on that front, this is a big deal. This is what you need to get your doctors, everything. I had to jump through so many hoops to get this card. This is amazing. Now, I very rarely need to go to the doctor, and I don't even fully understand how the system works still. I'm worried, but having the carte vitale is like, you are a rock solid part of the French system, and they can't get rid of you at that point. That's really neat. I'm so glad to have this. I need to keep this in a safe place, he says as he throws it unceremoniously off to the side. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. I'm gonna be heading to Amsterdam soon. If you're interested in seeing some of Amsterdam, do follow along. We'll see how VidCon goes. I will tell you about VidCon as it unravels. Yeah, that too, as it unfolds. And yeah, you'll see a lot of familiar faces that you know from your other YouTube exploits, I'm sure. And then we'll have a good time. And just have a blast, grand old blast of a time. So, thank you for hanging around. I will see you again bright and early tomorrow morning for a train ride. I just read up on it based on some of the documentation they sent me. Very, very, very handy for a number of reasons. We'll talk about it more as I learn more. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. I will seriously, I'll see you tomorrow morning.